Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Depression Talks. What are we going to talk about today? Don't know yet. I've not been awake very long. I have got my coffee. I just spilt it all down the side of the cup. Wasn't very happy. But yeah, what we're going to talk about today, well, I've not really arranged any sort of schedule on what we are going to talk about. Let me just adjust this a little bit. It's a bit wonky. I don't know. Let's see where the chat takes us today, I suppose. I don't think we've got anybody here yet. So I repeat this pretty much every day. Why do I do this? I suffer with depression and anxiety. My latest breakdown started in December when my dad passed away. Sorry, I was watching a spider. Good morning. It's a hard thing to deal with, losing a loved one. And if you, like me, suffer with depression, it can be a trigger for that downward spiral. And I couldn't see any way out of, the misery that came with that. My dad was a big part of my life. He was somebody that I always looked up to. Please tell me if you can hear me okay. New microphone arrived yesterday, so I'm just trying it out. I don't know if this is too close, too far away. I don't know. So my dad was a massive part of my life. He was somebody that I respected more than anybody else. Thank you. So when he passed away, I got a phone call in the morning to say he wants to see me. It's, I think, about a 300-mile drive to go and see my dad. And before I could even get in the car, I'd received another phone call to tell me it was too late, he was gone. One of them things that can't be helped. But that was the cause of this current breakdown. I've had breakdowns in the past. They are hard to deal with. They are hard to get out of. Perplex, good morning. Glad to see you. So, how do you fight your way out of depression? And it is a fight. It is 100% a fight. How do you do it? For me, I can't. I've got to tell you, I am not a medical professional. So for me, getting out of depression, it's been a hard fight. I go on and on about little victories. Little victories do work for me, may not work for everyone. Angel, good morning. And how do little victories work? Well, everything you do is a victory. Val, good morning. So, getting dressed in the morning is a victory. Brushing your teeth, having a wash, getting a shower. They're all victories. They're all little victories. Some days those little victories are bigger than others. Excuse me. Get in the comments, guys. Tell me about your victories. Do you count your victories per day? It's something that I try to push forward all the time. It's a massive thing with depression. It's certainly something that a lot of people may find very helpful. Coffee, most important drink of the day. This is morning coffee, which is why I invite everybody to join me for morning coffee. How am I today? Good morning. I am from Devon. I can't. Dharmendra. I believe that's how it's spelled or said. I live in Devon. What was I saying? Perplexed, yes. Naomi, hi. So for me, I count up my victories throughout the day. Why do I do that? Well, it challenges me day by day. So if I manage to reach 10 little victories today, tomorrow I will aim for 12, 13, 14. I aim for more each day. So to me, it's something that's very important, and it does help me get through. Hobbies are another thing that are helpful. Exercise, something else. Personally, I can't do HQ2. Good morning. I can't do what I used to do. I used to go to the gym and do weight training. You wouldn't believe it to look at me now. And it helped. However, due to issues with my own body, failing after 30 years in the building trade, I can't do that anymore. I can't even do press-ups these days. I no longer have that joint in my shoulder. So that is something I can't do. However, I do go walking daily with my dog. Does it help? Yes, it does. If you've got a dog and you go on daily walks and your dog is anything like mine, he's a bit mental. He makes me laugh daily, doing stupid things. So laughter obviously is a great healer, I suppose. Scottish Highlander, good morning. So Jackie, yes, couldn't agree more. It works wonders for me. He forces me to go out every day, which is good. You will probably notice as well, I've just got to explain this. I play with my beard a lot. The reason I do that is because I'm not used to it. It's the first time I've ever had a beard. And I'm like, as you can imagine, why am I growing my beard? It is a tribute to my dad. I never in all my years saw my dad without a beard. So, yeah, I decided that I would grow a beard, and yeah, a bit of a tribute. Joe, good morning. HQ2, yes, I just walk, to be honest, these days. Excuse me. And it is helpful. I'm not out of shape. I am getting a little bit of a belly, but that's because I eat too many sweets. It's as simple as that. I can't help it. I love sweets. Hit subscribe, guys. Let's get the word out there. Depression and anxiety is a killer. Diddy, off you fuck. We don't need that sort of shit on here. When you find yourself in a position where depression takes control and you can't see a way out, pick up the phone, talk to somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a friend or if it's the Samaritans. Pick up the phone, have a chat. You don't have to tell them what it is you're talking about. You don't have to tell them that you're depressed. You don't have to tell them that you're at the end of your tether. You only need to have a conversation. And what good does it do? I'll tell you. It can change your complete outlook on life. Let's see what the comments are saying. How do you deal with depression affecting your energy levels? I wouldn't say it was my energy levels as such. It's more my mental state, as in I can't face doing something. So I'll wake up in the morning and the first victory for me is getting out of bed. If I'm on a bad day, getting out of bed is almost impossible. I do not want to get out. Let's not go there, Joe. So getting out of bed is something that is a little victory for me. Getting up, having a wash, brushing my teeth, they're all little victories, especially on a bad day. Joey, good morning. Dora, good morning. Good to see you again. Joe, come on. Pretty much, Dora, yeah. I've got a tattoo gun and I just doodle on my arm. Notice there's only a couple of tattoos on my right arm because I'm right-handed, so they're all on my left. Okay, so you couldn't sleep for days. I don't recommend anything as such, but I recently found something which is okay, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, I've been there. I've spent days in bed, days and days, and you just sort of doze off all the time. No problem. Get in the comments, guys. Let's get the conversation going. We can talk about anything depression and anxiety related. Any questions, stick them in the comments. Dora, yes, I've been there, done that. I've actually slept for, I think I did a complete day, so a full 24 hours. And it was after I'd spent about 3 or 4 days awake. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. Everything was just too much. It's horrible. Bill, who's not straight? Me. Married pal. Funnily enough, Maverick, my physics teacher had a beard as well. Mr. Pindar, his name was. And whenever I did anything wrong, which was on a regular basis, he would give me the look, and the look would be, Bill, nobody's making you stay here, mate. Off you fuck if you don't like it. Harry, good morning. So I avoid a couple of things on my channel. One being religion. I try and avoid religion, and the other being politics. Why? Why do I avoid them? Because they're too controversial. Too many opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. We don't want to see them all. Joe, good morning. Dora, what are you asking? Bear with me. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. When was the last time I was intimate with someone? I'm intimate daily with my wife. Intimacy is not necessarily sex. But yeah, I'm intimate with my wife every day. Strange question. Joe, I'm in the UK, mate, so a little bit different. I can avoid things like that. I'm not going to answer that. Louise, good morning. Don't forget, guys, hit subscribe. Once you have done that, show me some loving, get some hearts climbing up the screen. I like to see those hearts as they just go up. It's lovely. I know that Jo is in the background hiding somewhere, and she's not said good morning yet. I'm a virgin, not had sex yet. Well done. There'd be something wrong if I was a virgin at 50 years old, 49. Jay, good morning. The Grim, you can't get it up. Well, actually I can. There is issues with medication that causes erectile dysfunction. Does it affect me? It has done, yeah. It has in the past. Does it affect me now? Not at all. I take supplements that help. Jay, good evening, mate. Thanks for joining us. Long way away from us, buddy. Dora, why do you need to know that? It's not relevant, really, is it? Louise, yeah, there's a lot of people have similar problems. It's not good, to be honest, for parents to project that hate. My biological father was not around for me. A lot of reasons I won't go into at this time. Maybe another day I will. He wasn't around. He wasn't allowed to be around. And when I turned 18, he got in touch with me, and he wanted to make, to create a relationship between us. Unfortunately, I had been fed all this bad information all my life, that he was a bad person, he'd done this, he'd done that, he'd done the other. As an adult now, looking back, I realise there's two sides to every story. There's the mother's side, there's the father's side, and then there's the truth. The truth is usually somewhere in between the two. So because of me listening to one side of the story, I missed out on a lifetime of getting to know my biological dad. And now it's too late. He passed away a couple of years ago. My stepdad passed away in December. Just to clarify, when I said earlier that my dad passed away in December, that's my stepdad, but I class him as my dad. Jay, yeah, it is common. It happens all the time. Perplexed, how are you doing today? How many victories are you on? Dora, let's not keep going on about sex. It's irrelevant to the depression in that way. Leo, good morning. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Bren. Louise, yes, many people do. I very often zone out. I just stare into nothing. Drives the wife mad. Just a reminder, guys, I am not a medical professional. I simply offer information based on my own experience, minus the D. I can't say your name. I can hardly read your name, to be honest. But yeah, a fellow that's had many depressive thoughts over the years. Thank you. Bren, do I suffer from depression? Yes, I do. Jay, I think men are lucky like that. We can actually shut off and think about nothing. I wish it was that easy when we went to sleep. That's when all the thoughts hit your mind. When you're trying to get to sleep, everything just seems to appear suddenly. 7 cups. Never heard of 7 Cups. I tend to stick to this cup. Peer support website. I'll take a look. Is that based in the UK, the US, Australia? Remember to hit subscribe, guys. When you've done so, show me some loving. I want to see some hearts floating up the screen. Is it weed that I smoke? No, it's not. It's cigarettes. I roll my own. Leo, I'll have a look for that, see if I can find it. Jay, panic attacks do feel like a heart attack. I've had many heart attacks, panic attacks. They're horrible, they're painful, and they're really hard to deal with. I am from Devon in the UK. And good morning. Is it Malarkey? Is that how you say that? What club do I support? Regarding to football, rugby? Max, okay. Thank you, mate. Juliet, see you later. Take care. Football, I don't do football, mate. The ball's the wrong shape. What do I do for work? Currently, I do not work. And before I closed my company down 3 years ago, I was a plaster specialist. So my work was concentrated on older buildings, so anything from the 11th century up to modern builds. Jay, thank you very much. Take care. Have a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, maybe. So I spent 30 years in the building trade. It was hard to leave it behind, to be honest, but I had no choice. I ended up, because of the battering that my body would take on a daily basis, I ended up with arthritis in the shoulder, which, you know, many people suffer with arthritis. I understand that. It's a Springer, Leo. So it got to the point where I couldn't put any pressure on the walls. I couldn't lift my arm. So I had to knock it on the head, basically. I had an operation on my shoulder. They was going to shave the end off the bones to give me more movement. However, when they actually got in there, they found more damage than they expected. So they've completely removed that joint, and told me that I can never go back to my trade. Yeah, that makes sense, Max. This was my second operation. My first operation was on my knee. They shaved the back off my kneecap because my knee kept locking. And then about 4 weeks ago, I think, I had my gallbladder removed as well. So In the last 12 months, I've had 3 different operations, which has been a bit horrible. Yeah, I can imagine that. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. No, I'm on something called pregabalin, which is a nerve blocker. It stops the tremors in my hands. Since they've removed the joint in my shoulder, it's affected my hand a lot more than they expected it to. Perplexed, yes, I have. And to be honest, I'm not sure what sort of direction to go in at the moment. There may be a job waiting for me soon that will be working on a campsite, but we'll wait and see where that takes us. I'm only just starting to get my head around my depression, so although I'm managing, I'm doing well, I'm having more good days than bad days now, I'm still not through it. Well, I had my gallbladder removed because I had a few tumours in there. So rather than try and remove the tumours, they just removed the gallbladder. I am doing better now, thank you. I can actually eat food now, whereas before I would eat and I couldn't keep it down. It was almost like it was stuck here. It didn't matter what I would try and eat, everything felt the same. It all felt like it was stuck, and then it would just come back up. Why do I smoke cigarettes? I smoke cigarettes because I have smoked for many years. I do intend on getting rid of cigarettes. However, I need to be in the right mental space to do that. I'm not in that space yet. When I get into that headspace, then I will be quitting smoking again. I have done it before and I will do it again. I know very well how bad cigarettes are for my health. And yeah, I agree. I will get rid of them. And as Max says, you need a vice, and it is my only vice, other than sweets. But yeah, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. So it is what it is. Exactly. Dell, don't be a dick. Nobody's making you be here, mate. If you don't like it, fuck off. Max, yes, I'm married to a wonderful woman. My children are grown up. They have children of their own. They do all right. They do well. I might even try and get my daughter on here one day. Have a chat. She also suffers from depression in some forms. I do think that there is a genetic link with depression. I don't know, I'm not a scientist, but I think there is. Matthew, thank you. That isn't my dog. My dog is over there on the chair. He's got his own chair. He's quite happy, curled up, sun shining on him. That one there was done by an artist, and he also did those two over there. Yeah, I think there is definitely a genetic link. Again, my daughter suffers with depression, and funnily enough, her depression stems back from the same time or place as mine, which is when I moved away. Why did I move away? I remarried and I moved to Cardiff. So I was going back to visit my kids a couple of times a month, and their mum said that she thought it would be best for me to stop visiting them because it was too hard for them. And she was the one picking up the pieces. So I thought, okay, I understand the point. Maybe I'm doing more damage than I'm doing good by going to visit. And I stopped visiting, and biggest mistake I ever made. Max, yeah, changing the people that you are around will definitely make a difference. For me, I don't associate with many people. My friend circle is very, very small, and I seem to be alone more often than not, which is how I like it. I like to spend time by myself. I do love spending time with my wife. Um, it's you know, it is what it is. Marley, stop it. Max, the thing is, I don't like people anymore. I think with a lot of Gen X people, we get to a point where we just don't enjoy being around people. It's too much. It makes me growl. I see people in the supermarket and things like that. Not that I go to the supermarket very often. And I just want to punch people. I'm like, Bren, Veniflex, what's that? Ah, okay. Never heard of that one. I find other people, Mike, annoying. I don't know why. I will be stuck behind somebody as I'm walking, and it winds me up because they're walking too slow. Or, they'll just stop dead in front of you, and it annoys me. And I just want to punch people when I'm in that sort of situation. Are they actually doing anything wrong? No. Abir, good morning. I'm a mess. What the fuck? Yeah, I am. I am. I have been for a long time. And that is part of the reason I don't go anywhere anymore. Yeah, and the fact is, you can't let them intrusive thoughts win because it'll just get you in trouble. Mike, no, I don't. I learnt a little while ago. I was talking to a therapist, and I learnt something they call the iceberg effect. And the iceberg effect being the tip of the iceberg is what people see. Everything below the waterline is what's going on in here and in here. And people don't see all of that. And you have to sort of realize that anything that people see above the waterline is it's hard to explain. I'm not a healthcare professional. I had it explained to me, and it made me change the way I react. But yeah, it does work for me. Maybe look it up, have a look on Google about the iceberg effect, and how it works. Bren, it does help. Exercise definitely helps. I've never heard of any of those drugs, but I can't imagine that they would be very helpful with the depression. Mike, yes, lots of things. Lots of things. I had a really rough childhood growing up, and yeah, there's many things happened that I don't really want to go into, so, or not at this time anyway. Bren, the weather affects you big time. That is what is known as SAD, not taking a piss. It's a seasonal disorder. I've got a robin flying out around my window again. Was there yesterday too. Seeing that quite a lot. Princess of Peace, tell me more. I find that there's a lot of people with depression that have some kind of addiction, and it does seem to go hand in hand. I've noticed over the years. Mike, when I'm not on a meltdown, yeah. So when I say a meltdown, what I mean is my current situation has been ongoing since December, and it's something that I've had to try and work to correct in my mind. It's all down to my dad passing away, but as a normal day, if I wasn't dealing with all of that, when I'm in control of the depression, then yes, I do get a sense of peace throughout my day. When I'm in a manic state, I say manic, I mean a depressive manic state, where I can't cope with all the thoughts and things that are going on, I tend not to get any peace. I've just got so many things going through my mind all the time. Princess, yeah, that does make sense. I found that with my depression, I lose trust in people. I don't trust anyone or take them at face value anymore. I don't know why. I think it's just a defensive mechanism. So yeah. Mike, have you tried CBD? Have I ever been diagnosed with autism? No. However, my wife does say that she thinks that possibly I have some form of Tourette's or ADHD. Why does she think Tourette's? Because I will just come out with something completely random. I was on a site one day and I was working with a friend. He was a carpenter, is a carpenter. We were working alongside each other for a little while, and he said something to me one day, and I can't remember what it was that he said, and I just turned around and said to him, I wish he was dead. And he was like, what? Okay. Bernie, hi, welcome. Hit subscribe, guys. Make sure that you give me some hearts on the screen once you've done so. I'm not seeing any hearts coming up. There's a couple. Keep them coming, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Mike, I don't know if CBD has the same effect. I currently, recently, tried something called HHC hash, which is some form of CBD. I've never really done anything like that before. I've never tried anything like that before, and I put some in my smoke before I went to bed, and it was like somebody had turned the switch off. Everything that was going on in my mind, when you get everything just bombarding your mind at the same time, it just went away instantly. Within a minute of that smoke, all these thoughts just went away. And it was the best night's sleep that I'd had in months, all from CBD. So now I tend to have one before I go to bed. Angel, I know the feeling. I'm normally awake till 3 o'clock in the morning, so when I tried this CBD, it made a massive difference. Princess, I think it's all down to how much you use. Ash, it does. It worked. It worked better than I could ever have imagined. It's a bit messy. It's a resin, so as you're sort of crumbling it, it's like oily on your skin, but it sticks to your fingers. That's the only downfall with it. Why? THC, all it does is give you the high. You don't need the high. You just need the CBD side of things, where it just completely calms your mind. The stuff that I used, there's something in it that they've added, which is I don't know. Instead of making you high, it just makes you feel like you're floating, sort of thing. But I don't know. Yeah, it also makes you paranoid. Bosna, hi, welcome. Angel, yeah, sleeping tablets are okay. They do work, but they're addictive as well. And when I was on them, I found that after a period of time, I needed more and more to get to sleep. Ash, no, they can't, but they can get the majority of it out of there, which is good. Do I have PTSD? Most likely, yes. I've not been diagnosed with it, but most likely, yes. I do not have any fear of death at all. Um, I don't know about the rest really. Past mistakes, maybe a little. Unhealed relationships, not at all. Not that I can isolate from anything else really. Angel, we all are. Each and every one of us. Do I feel dread? Yeah. Yeah, I do, very much so. I dread having to go anywhere. I dread if I've got an upcoming appointment, I dread it. To the point I can't deal with it. So I have panic attacks when I do go anywhere like that. Katie, good morning. Doing very well this morning, thank you very much. How are you? It's usually a thought of going somewhere. I'm completely at ease when I'm at home. I live in the middle of nowhere. I've got a couple of neighbours, but I could walk around naked in the garden if I wanted to. I'm quite isolated here, which is lovely. Hey, M3, happiness is a choice. Is it really? I wish it was. Katie, that's not good. M3, no, it's not. Not when you suffer with depression and anxiety. What's stopping me from being happy? Depression and anxiety. You obviously don't understand the concept. Mike, that's why I do this, to try and help others. In doing so, it is helping me. Root, well said. I'm watching from India. Good morning, or whatever time it is of the day there. Katie, thank you. I'm not a healthcare professional, as I keep saying. I can't offer medical advice, but I can offer tips based on my own experience. M3, it is not a choice. You can't choose not to be depressed. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain that causes depression and anxiety. I'm not sure, Mike. M3, it's just excuses. Okay. You're entitled to your opinion. Again, opinions are like arseholes. We've all got one, but we don't all want to see it. Actually, I quite like it that M3 is saying these things because it proves a point, that people that don't understand depression and anxiety. This is the way they look at people. They talk to people that do suffer with depression and anxiety. They say, "Why are you depressed? What have you got to be depressed about? What are you anxious about? Why can't you just get on with it? Suck it up." It's not it's not possible to just suck it up. M3, let me ask you, how old are you? I will guarantee that many of the people that are watching right now are getting a bit pissed off with you. I'm not being ageist, I'm asking your age. That's not ageist. How old are you? No? You're not going to answer that? No, I didn't think so. Stop deflecting. So what you're actually telling us is that you're here just to stir the pot, try and get a rise out of someone. Is that right? I'm absolutely loving all the comments and people talking to each other as well, which is really good. Perplexed, be nice. James, good morning. M3, yes, I do smoke. You want to rip into me for that as well? Yes, I am in the UK. Come on, M3, throw it at me. What's the best you got? Am I afraid of the truth? Not at all. I suspect that 99% of the people that are reading your comments right now are thinking that you are the biggest dickhead around, if I'm honest. Okay, guys, get in the comments. Show M3, I'll say some love. Let him know how you feel about him or her. James, I live in Devon, mate. Yeah, trauma is definitely a fact. Don't worry, guys, he's gone. I got rid of him. I think that inspired, good morning. I'm okay, thank you. What was I saying? I think that we have enough to deal with depression and anxiety without putting up with people like that. They just make it worse. What food? I suppose scones. I don't know really. I'm not a big foodie. Well, I've spent too many years eating out of necessity rather than, yeah, Devon custard, yeah, ambrosia. Mike, for me, I have a Land Rover out in a garage that I'm restoring. That's one of my hobbies. I enjoy working on cars. My wife enjoys breaking them, so it's perfect relationship, really. Inspired, yeah. Enjoy it while you're here. I do my best to find something to enjoy daily. It's usually spending time with my wife. What's my wife's name? I call her Beast. I'm waiting for the comments. Why Beast? Beast is a nickname that her grandmother gave to her. No, Beast. Add a T on the end. Lovely. She's called Beast because she is a beast. Yeah. Phyllis, nice to meet you. So, guys, what are your plans for the day? Get in the comments, let me know what are you aiming to do today. Obviously, with depression and anxiety, moving forward throughout your day and doing something is really difficult. I find it quite hard. Excuse me. I find it quite hard to find structure in my day. Some of my structure is based on the dog. He demands that I do something like take him for a walk. He needs structure. Princess, I don't watch the news. I avoid it like the plague. Yes, it is traumatizing, and that is why I avoid it. Kane, good morning. You know, I don't like this moderation stuff. Insomnia. My wife suffers with depression also. She has an issue with tumours. So she has a genetic condition that causes tumours to grow randomly. In the last decade, I think she's had about 13 or 14 tumours removed from various parts of her body. One here, one here. She's had several removed from her breasts. She had a very large tumour that meant that she had to have a total abdominal hysterectomy. So yeah, all these issues come together is a lot for us to deal with. All but one have been benign, thankfully. Kane, yes, I am from England. I grew up in the northwest and I live in Devon now. We don't have any children together. No, we don't have children together. Her kids are not my kids. Angel, thank you. I mean, all these things that all come together, they all add up. So this is something that we've dealt with for so long. Yeah, I have children of my own. My children are not my wife's children. My family have accepted my wife into the family. It isn't the same for me and her family. He's got more hair. Indeed. Kane, where are you? DDA, welcome. Ignore the troll. It's not worth it. Marley, come here. Come here. Come. Up. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's such a good boy. What's the matter? What you been? What you been? What you been? He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yes, he is. No. Okay, you had enough now. I live in Devon, mate. Oakhampton, I am. What? You're not coming up on my lap, no. Bum. Angel, take care. Have a lovely day. What? What? What you barking at? There's nobody there. You finished? You finished? Good boy. What's Pip? Dub. Yeah, I agree. Yes, I do get PIP, actually. Sorry, I wasn't sure what you meant. I do. I'm on a lower rate for some reason. DDA, we see so many people commenting with the same thing. Drugs, drink, addiction of some form. No, I'm not a gambler. Bum, 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 bum. What are you barking at? There's nobody there. He's half asleep. He's laying in his bed, half asleep, barking at nothing. Kane, I'm 49. Who's having cancer treatment? Don't forget, guys, hit subscribe. The more people that subscribe, like, comment, and share, the better. Getting word out there that I am here, that I do this, is massively important. There's too many people that have nowhere to turn, and that's what I'm here for, to give somebody somewhere to turn to, offer tips to help deal with depression. I'm not a medical professional, however, I have been a depression sufferer for many, many years. Stop it, Marley. Marley, stop it. So every morning, 10:30 UK time, we do this. We sit, we chat, we talk about how depression affects you, how you deal with different types of depression, anxiety, and things like that. Dub dub, thank you. I'm just a normal everyday person that suffers with depression and anxiety. You will notice that I'm messing with my beard all the time. It's I'm not used to it. I'm normally clean shaven, and I decided that I would grow a beard as a tribute to my dad that passed away in December. I never in my life saw him without a beard. Any advice on dealing with heartbreak? So many different types of heartbreak. If you're talking about a separation or something like that, then take every day as it comes. I've been there as well. It's really difficult. My advice is to look forward rather than back. Hard to do, but it can be done. Move forward. Every day is a new day. Just remember, every time you go through something that is, how can I put it? Every time you go through a breakup, and the way it makes you feel, it makes you look at yourself, and it helps you change. So it's no good for you to look at what you had and think, how can I get that back? How can I become the person that I used to be? Once you go through all that sort of heartbreak, it changes you. So you will never be that same person again. You will always be somebody different. Kane, well said. You will become a different person after a breakup. It's inevitable. There's nothing you can do to change it. You can't go back to the same person that you used to be because that person's gone. You are now somebody that knows more and understands things that you didn't understand before. As Princess said, some people just can't be alone. Other people just don't care. They can just move on like that. It's part of life. It's the way some people are. It depends on how much you show. I can be completely open with my wife. I'm really lucky. I can tell her anything. And so I think women do like to be the boss at home, and generally women are the homemakers. So they like things to be done a certain way, which is fine. I do a lot of the housework at home. I get annoyed when people leave things lying around. But rather than me saying, stop doing this or stop doing that, I will say to my wife, can you say, stop doing this, stop doing that? It's like if you imagine a king and queen, the king is normally a higher ranking, but most of the time it's the queen that's in charge. Does that make sense? Mike, that is very true. That's actually why I divorced my ex-wife. She she was very controlling, so she had control of everything, money, everything. Okay, guys, I think I am going to call it a day there. Sorry. Kane, I don't smoke weed, mate. And meeting up with someone is an impossibility for me at this point. I'm not in the headspace for that yet, for meeting people. But thank you for the offer. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day there for this. Wind it down and get on with the things that I've got to do for the day. That being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Remember to count those little victories. They're very important. Kane, I hope to see you again. Thank you again for joining us and getting involved. Take care, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.